I'm Samantha Deitcher for InvestmentPitch.com. Recently, Ted Ohashi attended the 2013 Coal Association of Canada Conference and Trade Show in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. In this interview, Ted speaks with Robert Stan, recipient of the inaugural Coal Association of Canada Award of Distinction. Mr. Stan has been in the coal industry for over 30 years, holding positions with companies such as Fording Coal, Teck Resources, Westar Mining, and Smoky River Coal, and is best known as the founder and president of Grande Coal, which was sold recently to Chinese and Japanese investors for $1 billion. Mr. Stan is a strong advocate for the Canadian coal industry and has been a strong supporter of the Coal Association, and comments on many aspects of the future of coal in world societies and economies.
I'm pleased to be here with Robert Stan, the inaugural winner of the Canadian Coal Association Award of Distinction. Congratulations, Bob.
Well, thank you very much.
Now, I know tonight has been a lot of reminiscing about the past and all of that, but what I'd really like to ask you about is what do you see coming down the road in this industry?
Well, you know, I think the coal business in Western Canada has gone through several resurgences over time. Certainly in the late 70s, early 80s, we saw a bunch of mines being built. We saw the same thing at the beginning of this new millennium. And now we're back to the point where there's an awful lot of projects on the go, and people are trying to raise money and build new projects. So I think the industry itself is fairly robust, has a very, very good future, and I think that the new port developments that we're hearing about as well will allow us to continue to grow the export industry and continue to service the international coking coal market as well as the thermal coal market.
Do you think the industry, I mean, obviously they have to just keep fighting this environmental issue. You mentioned it in your speech tonight. I mean, give our viewers a bit of a sense of what you think is going to happen there.
Well, I think that worldwide, in every jurisdiction, coal has become a target commodity for a lot of the environmental groups. And I don't think that anybody today would dispute that climate change has become a political issue. And as an industry, we have to be prepared to engage in the debate on the environmental side, on the issue of climate change. And we have to do a very, very good job to ensure that we limit the debate to the science that's available and the facts, and try and get the debate away from the strictly emotional kind of knee-jerk reaction to a lot of the arguments that some of the more fringe environmental groups want to put forward.
Give us a sense of some of those scientific facts that you're referring to.
Well, I think that Milton Caitland this morning at our conference indicated that there's been no sign of global warming in the world since 1998. He also indicated to us that over the past 2 years, the North Pole polar cap hasn't, in fact, grown. I don't think that those facts are ones that very many of the environmental groups would like to have publicized and brought out. But I think also that what we have to focus on is the ability of the coal industry to find alternate ways of consuming coal in a more environmentally friendly manner, including, if need be, new technologies for sequestering CO2 in the future.
So, do you see evidence of those new technologies coming along?
I think that on the power plant, thermal coal side of the business, unfortunately, we're at a stage where we don't see as much being done because of the capital required, and governments are not as supportive for the new technologies that would lead to sequestering CO2 in a more economical manner. They're not as supportive as we'd like them to be. And the industry today, prices worldwide are down. The industry is struggling somewhat with higher production costs and lower prices. So the industry doesn't have as much money as they'd like either.
But on the coking coal side, things are a little better, right?
Coking coal is a slightly better situation. Canada, of course, is the third largest exporter of coking coal in the world. We have major markets all over the world, and the Canadian coking coal is very well accepted by steel industries throughout the world. And I think we will continue to see both organic growth, brownfield projects, and new greenfield projects in coking coal.
So the CCS that people keep talking about, I mean, is that just a general category for some science, or is it something specific?
Well, I think that what we primarily refer to as CCS related to thermal power plants, steam coal power plants, mine mouth power generation. So that's the technology that I believe all of us, including the World Coal Association, would like to see develop more in a more robust manner, and that's where the money needs to go, because power generation in the developing world, coal-fired power plants is what's going to happen, and so we need to work with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, one thing that's obvious from the conference is, I mean, coal is not going away. No. So
coal is the fastest growing primary energy source in the world, and it's the number one energy source to help alleviate energy poverty worldwide.
Great. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, and congratulations again on winning the award, Bob.
Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure.
Okay.
For more information on the Coal Association of Canada or the Award of Distinction, please visit www.coal.ca or call 1-800-910-2625. I'm Samantha Deitcher for InvestmentPitch.com.